We cannot wait for some larger construct, some larger media outlet, some larger academic institution to tell us who we are. We can't even rely on our own to tell us that we are great. Hi, this is James Morton, and this is Black and Married with Kids presents Truths You Won't Believe. This is a continuation from episode 2, and I don't want to get confused with numbers and data, but these are two very, very specific points around African American women achievement today. And I don't want this to be confused because it's two very important and critical tipping points in the African American community's history, as well as achievements for African American women. In episode 2, we talked about, for the first time, over 50% of young Black women, 18 to 24, are enrolled in college. Half. Overall, this is from age 15 to forever. For the first time in the history of data collection by the National Center for Education Statistics, as reported by the U.S. Census Bureau, Black women have surpassed every other group in this country based upon race and gender. What does that mean? For the first time in our history, African American women have surpassed all groups in college entrance based upon race and gender. That's right, African American women enroll in college more than Asian men, white women. You name the group, either race or gender, African American women are number one by the numbers. 9.7%, historic and monumental. A number that I believe every mainstream media, if not mainstream, every Black media outlet should be reporting. This is Black history today. It's being made. Where is the press release? Where is the news outlet? Where is the media outlet that would give us just one slight tip of the hat that Black women have set history, that Black history is being made right now? We don't have to go back to Harriet Tubman. We don't have to go back to George Washington Carver. Their accomplishments are great, but what about is going on today that we can hold up in front of all African Americans to say, we are great today? That education, as though it's been valued in our history, is valued today even more so. It's not going to happen. I'm here to tell you today that African American women and African American men today are holding up the lamp that has always been a testament to Blacks in this country. We have always valued education, if not more so today than any other time in this history. And as we close every episode, take this one to the bank. You need to ask yourself 2 questions. 1, have I been lied to? And 2, if I have been lied to, why? The question that I want to pose to you is, why do you feel empowered by retweeting or posting negative data about African American men? Do you not realize that David Dukes would love this information and you're giving him ammunition to further push us down? Hi, I'm James Morton. This is Black and Married with Kids presents Truths You Won't Believe. So here's the lie. And before I get into this, I really want to address this because several of you posted this on my Facebook timeline, and I saw it all over Twitter and a couple other social media outlets, that 49% of African American men are arrested before the age of 23 by the numbers. Why that study was flawed. Why we should question whenever one of these larger institutions, academic constructs, put out data about African American men. 1, the first point. This is the smallest sample size that I've ever seen used to put out a quantifiable, measurable statement about African American men. How many brothers did they talk to? 537. 537 to come up with a statement that about half of young black boys are going to go and be arrested before their 23rd birthday, and no one out there questioned this. No one. Point two, who did they talk to? They went and interviewed, either by phone or in person, from housing projects with a minimum of 1,000 residents. So you know where they went. And it was a self-reporting, part three, self-reporting diagnosis of whether or not I, as a young black man, had been arrested. Which leads me to my fourth point. The data set that they pulled this information from was not from the Department of Justice, not from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, not even from the FBI. Guess where they got the data from? The Bureau of Labor Statistics, the Department of Labor. These are supposed to be premier experts in criminology, people that are doing the cutting edge research on what it means and what incarceration means to African Americans. But they pulled their data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Why? Why would they do that? Because it compounds and adds to the narrative that denigrates, castigates, and pushes their foot upon the neck of young black boys. It has never been true. 49% of African American males have never, ever been expected to be incarcerated before their 23rd birthday. So as we end every episode, you need to ask yourself two questions. One, have I been lied to? And two, if I've been lied to, why? Hi, I'm James Morton, and this is Black and Married with Kids presents Truths You Won't Believe. So here's the truth, and before I do this, I want to address this, because if one more person posts this on my Facebook timeline, I'm going to find out where you live. Truth. There was never more black men in jail than were enslaved in 1850. Don't believe me? Here's the numbers. In jails, prisons, institutions for the criminally insane, and military institutions, there are 793,653 African American men in 2012, according to the Bureau of Justice Statistics. In 1850, there were 3.2 million African Americans held against their will under the subjugations and the iron rod of the larger white construct. Let me pull back for a second and challenge you on this one point to never use this comparison ever again. Because every time you compare our ancestors who carried the heavy yoke, our ancestors who carried that burden, against the modern era incarcerate, you are actually denigrating their sacrifice. So why would they want you to believe that? Why would they want you to believe that young black men are criminals? Why would young black men have a higher propensity of going to jail? So they can become a New York Times bestseller. Go check it. It's a book. It's where it comes from. And unfortunately, it's been misquoted and miscited by the Huffington Post, but who cares? The media is only interested in headlines. If it bleeds, it leads. They're going to give you a headline to curve your mind to the point where you believe that black is unequal, less than, and not good enough. So again, you need to ask yourself two questions. One, have I been lied to? And two, if I have, why?